Hey, I'm Dusty Martin with Corcoran Platinum Living. It is November 5th, 2020. We have no idea who our president is, but never fear, I do have a monthly market update for you, and I can tell you what is going on with your house right now. So buckle up, let's go. All right, so like I said, let's just jump into it. City of Phoenix, our active listings are down 26.1% over this time last year, and our sold listings are still up over 30% of this time last year. Again, we still have a mismatch of supply and demand in our market, and our prices are still going up. Our median price per square foot is 16.6%. We're sitting at about $274.79 per square foot on average, depending on your neighborhood and the condition of your home. Per square foot right now this year. Last year, we were at about $235. So congratulations. If you bought a home last year, you've at least still made some money. Our months of supply is way down, 43.5% over this time last year. We're currently sitting at 1.56 months of supply. Over this time last year, we had a 2.75 month supply. So we've shifted quite a bit still. And then our median days on market is down over 20%, and we're currently sitting at 37 days, average days on market here in the city of Phoenix, which you think about it, that's the length of a transaction. And I feel like, yes, for several months I've been repeating myself, but I've been doing these for a little over a year now, and I can tell you the shift has only intensified over the last year. But I have a feeling things are going to start cooling off after the first of the year. So wait till the end, and I'll explain why. When we get over to our price ranges with our supply and demand, we are looking at a 3.25 month supply, so just barely inside the seller's market range for anything under $100,000. I have some thoughts about that. One, I think it's because so many of the homes in that price range are going to be homes that would typically have an FHA or VA or first-time buyer who really can't afford enough of a down payment, is going to have an FHA or VA loan, first-time home buyer, probably not going to have a lot of cash. But because the bulk of those buyers have FHA loans, the bulk of the homes in that price range are either going to be in really rough shape that won't go with an FHA loan, or my theory is a lot of them are going to be condos, and a lot of condo complexes around the valley are not FHA approved. So you would have to get a special waiver or exemption from the people over at the HUD department to do an FHA loan. So keep that in mind. I think that's why it is so drastically, given the price range, so drastically different versus the other price range. We're going to get into that. So then we go and we look at pretty much anything under $500,000. You're hanging out somewhere between 0.82 and 0.93 months of supply. So basically between 100 and 500,000, less than 4 weeks supply. In other words, if you don't jump on it the day it comes on the market, it's just gone, at least as long as it's priced appropriately, marketed appropriately, and there's nothing wrong with the home. So then we get into the $500,000 to $700,000 price range. We're at 1.33 month supply, 1.31 months, just over about 5 weeks or so there. It's still going to be a white hot seller's market. And if the home's marketed and priced appropriately, you're probably going to have multiple offers. So keep that in mind if you're one of the buyers. You don't have time to sit and wait. And if you're one of the sellers, you really need to be paying attention. In that first 10 or 15 days, if you don't have offers or are under contract, you need to reevaluate your pricing and your marketing bigly. So then we get into the $700,000 to $1 million mark. It's not much different. We're at 1.4, about 6 weeks of supply, same concept. And then here's where things get crazy. The $1 to $3 million price range is still also a really strong seller's market. You're at 2.62. It's not the white hot. You got to jump on it that day, but don't wait a week or two either to go see it. A couple days is probably okay, but it's still technically a seller's market, and there's going to be no low balling there in that price range. The other thing, we've had kind of some fluctuations and swings in the super luxury market, as I like to call it, the over $3 million price range. You're at 9.77 months of supply. You are not in a seller's market. You are in a buyer's market, and you need to be cognizant of that. but it is still much better than it was this time last year. This time last year, we had a 26.7 month supply. So over 2 years of supply this time last year. So granted that we're under 10 months now, if it's priced appropriately, if it's marketed appropriately, if there's nothing wrong with the home, it better sell. But at the same time, if it's not compelling and if the price isn't compelling, it is not selling. You are not going to have multiple offers. You're going to have to convince the buyers to choose you over all the other girls on the block. So keep that in mind. All right, so that's our recap of the city of Phoenix for November 2020. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss next week's video. Otherwise, if you're wondering what your home might sell for, give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit DustyMartinRealtor.com.